Well, welcome once again to the Doctor of Digital podcast, where what we're going to do today, we're going to talk about rewrites. But where does this come from and where does the story come from, at least in this instance, from Burning America? In the best interest of the children? The question mark. Paul Theus is a respectable middle-class professor until his peaceful world is shattered, as we find out from the first line. No parent prepares for a child to be taken. Beware of strangers and watch out for the big bad wolf, kids are told. But what if a family unit is smoldered from within by a mother? Paul found the note that his wife was leaving for a while tucked in a book about the John Bonet Ramsey child murder. The bohemian mother Anne Theus inflames the threat posed by the idea that it takes the village court to raise a child. Did the courts really act in the best interests of the children? Parents plan for their children's home, school, clothes, food, and happiness, but once the Theus' 5-year-old daughter is kidnapped, we are barraged by conflict for over 3 years until the terminal end. Is the terminal ending tragic or the only possible resolution to the conflict? You decide. So, with having a novel like this and the story, then we can write a screenplay or something that will take that story into another medium, and that's exactly what I've done. So for this particular presentation of the episode today, we're going to talk about rewrites, and here are some tips for you to keep in mind when you have a rewriting in front of you. This is a rewrite checklist, and if you want some more information, make sure you get a hold of me. So after the first draft, never let anyone read your first draft. I know you want to show it to your mother. And what do you think your mom's going to say? Honey, this is the greatest thing I've ever read. Never let anyone read your first draft. When it's done, write a synopsis. You'll see holes in your story. Rewrite the beat sheet or an outline. It should have changed from the first draft. Clean up the crime scene. Start with structure and work your way down to wordsmithing. Another major section on a rewrite. Ask questions. Remove yourself as the writer and look at the work as a reader. Is the theme clear? Are you torturing the protagonist enough? Is the world he or she lives in interesting? Did you start the story at the right place in the protagonist's life? Have you chosen the right protagonist? Does the protagonist evolve fully? Is the antagonist the mirror of the protagonist? So the antagonist mirrors the protagonist. Is the antagonist more interesting than the protagonist? Another major section of a rewrite. Scenes. Take the scenes one at a time, asking 3 important questions. Does it advance the story? Does it add exposition? Does it create conflict? If you can't answer yes to 2 out of the 3, cut that darling section and move exposition to a different scene. If the scene is really important to the story, transform and brainstorm other conflicts you can add to it. Ask, what if? Re-index card the script. One color for plot A, another for plot B, etc. Spread them on a table and move them around for pacing and suspense. What happens when you cut straight from this moment to that moment? Play with the shuffling, the scenes. Index cards. One color for protagonist, one for antagonist. Put your dead scenes in a folder. You might need them back in a later rewrite. Analyze the beginning and ending of your scenes. Start late. Leave early. Challenge each scene to have its purpose in fewer words. Make the final line of each scene powerful, one that makes the reader have to turn the page. Goal is a fast read. We'll move on to characters. Characters, isolate each character one at a time. Check for evolution. Read the dialogue out loud. Be sure the tone and voice are consistent and unique to each character. Ask what the character is feeling in each scene. Are her actions and dialogue consistent with those emotions? Count pages between scenes the protagonist is in. Don't let him or her be off screen too long. Another major section, descriptors. Description. Less is more. Write visually only what the audience can see on screen. Use action verbs. Caps for the first time we meet a character and the first time we see a prop. No more than 4 lines of description. Another major area, dialogue. Less is more. Does it sound authentic or on the nose? Trust the actor. Don't recap something we already know. Does each character have a unique voice? Read aloud one at a time. Be quotable. Just 2 great lines turn script into gold. Can you convey some of that dialogue in action instead? That goes a long way in making a film more visual. Use a Twitter tip of making your dialogue only 140 characters long. Final pass. Check for typos and grammar. Wordsmith. Get it? Word, Smith, wordsmith. That's your final pass. In any case, if you need some assistance with writing, with dialogue, with podcasting, with voice talent, with presentation skills, things that get your voice out there because you have a unique voice and you are the voice crying out in the wilderness, get in touch with me. I can help you. Thanks for joining us today for the Dr. Digital podcast and this particular episode. Until next time, and until the next episode, stay smooth. Burning America, in the best interest of the children, with a question mark.